Ladies and gentlemen, Sheff G's career is done. Brooklyn star Sheff G will be sentenced to 5 years after pleading guilty in court today. Now, this was the news. I'm not gonna lie, shocking news. Very shocking news. For those that don't know, Sheff G was facing a RICO charge. Him, Sleepy Hollow, and various other members of their Brooklyn collective and things of that nature were facing plenty of charges. There's video camera evidence of the situation. There's a lot of evidence of the situation. You know what I'm saying? They were painting Sheff G to be some sort of mob boss, leader of the entire group, similar to what they were doing to Young Thug, but in the New York County Jail, New York State Jail, and things of that nature, or whatever you want to call it. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get into this, man. Judge dropped 136 of Sheff G's charges because nobody cooperated. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Now, this is definitely a big W for Sheff G. He would have gotten life in prison if this did not happen. He would have got life. And the only reason why he didn't get life is because nobody snitched on him. Now, we've talked about the K-Flock case over here on this stream and on this channel before, and K-Flock's own mans snitched on him for getting back for him. That's not crazy. Your mans gets into a situation, he tells K-Flock about the situation. K-Flock gets back for his mans on the situation, and guess what happens years down the line? His man snitches on him for that situation, so he doesn't have to go to jail. But Sheff G's peoples were on his side this time. I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely a big win for Sheff G. And he pleads guilty so his friends get less jail time. This is a win-win for both sides. I'm not gonna lie, they say the streets is washed. Sheff G and his team is keeping the streets alive. Now, that's not really a good thing for real, because, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, when you sign up for certain things, when you're involved in certain things, there's certain things you have to abide by, and they're abiding by it very well. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, so we gotta applaud them for that. This is a Sheff G post right here. I'm pretty sure this is them. Is this court or something? I don't know where they're at, but this is, you know what I'm saying? Sheff G post. These are a multitude of the charges. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of conspiracy charges. Conspiracy in the second, conspiracy in the third, in the fourth. Intention for murder, so attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? Intention to cause serious harm with a weapon, loaded firearm charges, multiple loaded firearm charges, a bunch of them. Mind you, another thing that got added to this case, I don't know if y'all know this, y'all. Another thing that got added to this case, there was a time where Sheff G was running from the police. Sheff G was on a high-speed chase from the police. He had a gun on him in the vehicle. He was on a high-speed chase. Whilst on this high-speed chase, Sheff G's zooming down. Look, Sheff G's zooming down the street, right? He's zooming down the street. The boys is right behind him. But there's a car. There's a car that's coming this way. Sheff G's zooming. Sheff G nicks the back of the car. The other car spins out. Sheff G's car macks into like somebody's lawn, or like somebody's like, there's like a sign he macked into or something like that. And then the boys catch him. Now, apparently the person that was going this way while Sheff was going this way was an old lady. So he macked into an old lady's V. She spun out. He spun out. And then the police caught him. They ended up adding that to these charges as well. There's a bunch of charges on this case. 136 charges were dropped, y'all. 136. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if K-Flock's entire RICO had that much charges, bro. But that's absolutely insane. As you see, reckless endangerment, intention to cause harm with a weapon again, possession of a firearm. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of charges was going on. I'm not going front with y'all. This is another statement right here. Sheff G will be sentenced to 5 years. Now, another conversation I want to have before we get into the rest of this, y'all. Another conversation I want to have. Do y'all think we will care about Sheff G's music after these 5 years have passed and he's finally back to dropping music? Because Sheff G is 25, I think. He'll be back when he's 30. That's not bad. That's kind of a W. Bomb drop. that's kind of a W. That's kind of a W, you know what I'm saying? Regarding, you know what I'm saying, the circumstances and things of the nature that he had to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Like, the circumstances you was dealt is the circumstances you have to deal with if that's the things you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if those are the actions you're gonna go with, this is what you have to deal with. And that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just life. That's just the streets, and it is what it is. But 5 years from now, I don't think we're gonna care about Sheff G in the totality of where we care about him now. Because you gotta think, right? When Sheff G first came out, I was like, oh, y'all know about, y'all heard Sheff G? You listen to the Sheff G unreleased. He's going back and forth with 22Gs, no suburban, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, Sheff G. Oh, he's a melodic rapper now? Yo, you heard Flows, gang? And they was going crazy. Then Sheff G kind of started dwindling down. He started not dropping as frequently, not creating as much moments, but then he got locked up. So now it's like, damn, Sleepy Hollow and Eli Frost got to carry the mantle. Then Frost got locked up. We don't care about Eli. Eli Frost got locked up. He came back and we don't care about him. Eli Frost is done. Eli Frost is done. And I love Eli. I was literally a caper for Eli Frost, saying he's going to come back. We're going to love him, blah, 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 blah. We don't care about Eli Frost no more. Sleepy Hollow has been holding it down, creating viral moment after viral moment. Sleepy Hollow knows how to make hit songs that cater towards everybody, so that's why he's been able to stay relevant. He's evolved in his career. Sheff G hasn't really evolved since his second mixtape or his second album. Maybe even his first to an extent. You see what I'm saying? So people haven't really tuned into him as much or cared about him as much as they have the newer generation of artists that's come around. He still has a solid core fan base and he pulls great numbers, but every time I bring up Sheff G's name outside of New York, people look down on it. People look down on it. We say, oh, we don't listen to Sheff G no more. We don't care about Sheff G. This, that, and the third. So if that's the case before, when he got, you know what I'm saying, when he was declining, and then he got locked up, he came back, we cared, but then all the music started sounding the same, so we didn't really care. Then his album dropped. Nobody was really bumping it to the point where I felt like they should have been bumping it for real, which means there were no hits on that album. Just okay or good Sheff G songs, nothing amazing, but good or great Sheff G songs, and that was about it. Like, Sheff G is a consistent artist, but he doesn't ever make like the, oh my god, supreme mega moment anymore. Like, that's not a thing Sheff G was doing. You see what I'm saying? He was flaunting a lot of money, showing a lot of cash, making drill music and anthems for parties and strip clubs, but that was about it. Not hit charting songs like how Sleepy Hollow was doing. You see what I'm saying? He was just filling a different lane, pause if needed. You know what I'm saying? But 5 years? If this is the case now, imagine what it's going to be for 5 years from now. Unless he's been writing crazy music while he's gone for those 5 years, playing GTA in the prison and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what the rest of this thread is talking about. Rapper and gang leader will be sentenced to 5 years in prison, directing and participating in shootings. Michael Williams, aka rapper Sheff G, accepted a court offer. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez today announced that a successful rapper and gang member known as Sheff G pleaded guilty to attempted murder and conspiracy in exchange for a 5-year prison sentence. That is a W. Bullshit. Thank you for the follow. You probably just ruined all of the money I was going to make from this video, but thank you. I show speed. Thank you for pulling up, gang. Thank you for pulling up. I ain't gonna lie. Let's continue with this. The defendant is one of the 32 alleged members of the 8 Trey Crips and its affiliate, the 9 Ways Gang, who were named in a 140-count indictment for allegedly committing shootings, possessing guns, and using stolen cars during shootings against gang rivals. This is all recorded on camera, by the way, and this goes back to the why New York drill should never happen video that I reacted to. Hopefully we drop that soon. Hopefully the team drops that soon. I reacted to that video and they was basically saying like, yo, there's a bunch of cameras in New York. Why did y'all think y'all was going to get away with this? And why did y'all think this drill music was really going to last if they're really trying to crack down on y'all? District Attorney Gonzalez said notoriety that's blocked off, could never shield this defendant from justice. He used his fame to fund and direct violence, terrorizing our streets, and though we sought a much longer sentence, he will now be held to account. Brooklyn will not tolerate gangs that endanger our communities, and we remain committed to dismantling these criminal networks and holding those responsible fully accountable. The streets is washed. Sheff G got lucky. Sheff G has a great lawyer and a great team, but the streets is washed, man. What does this mean for Sheff G's career? Is the overall arching point of this entire clip / video right here? I truly believe when Sheff G comes back, we'll care about him for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We'll care about him for a little bit. But if he does not create moment after moment after moment after moment, we will not care. He will not fall off, but he will be a background kind of guy. Like, he'll be a main staple in New York because of his notoriety and his pull and who he is as a person and an entity within the New York scene. But overall, as an artist, as a rapper, he's not going to hit that next level. Sleepy Hollow is in Fortnite now. Sleepy Hollow is like, he's on a different level than what Sheff G was doing. So if Sheff G can't cater towards everybody, branch outside of drill music, focus more on the melodic side of things, focus on the more of the relatability factor and just having good storytelling and, you know what I'm saying, making more quality music, then I don't know where his career is going to go. But y'all let me know how you feel about this situation down below in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all soon. Thank y'all for tuning into this. I'll see y'all later. Peace.